Hi, today we are going to explain about our project which is Smartsplit, an Bnpl control and awareness app. By now, Pay Later Bnpl has made borrowing money incredibly easy. While it offers convenience, it also creates hidden financial risk, especially among Gen Z. At the center of this issue are Bnpl platforms which encourage users to purchase items immediately and delay payment. Because the process is so simple, many young customers do not realize how quickly debt can accumulate. There are four major consequences, which is the first one is unchecked spending. Since payment is postponed, users tend to spend beyond their actual budget, believing they can afford more than they really can. Next, compounding liabilities. Many users have several BNPL purchases across different platforms. These repayments begin to overlap, making it difficult to keep on track on our monthly commitments. Besides that, hidden fees. Missing a payment can result in late charges or penalty fees, where it will increase the total amount owed and creating additional financial stress. And finally, credit score erosion. Repeated late payments may negatively affect a person's credit record, making it difficult to obtain loans or other financial services in the future. To solve this issue, we propose our project that calls Smartsplit, AI BNPL control and awareness app. This is a platform that designed to simplify the process of splitting expenses among us, where it will help the users to track their BNPL transaction in just one app and analyze their spending behavior. It also provides a real-time alert when users approaching a risky debt level. And finally, we also include a DSR or debt service ratio that will calculate how much of your income goes to pay debt. Our mission is to investigate on how BNPL affects Gen Z consumers and understand the mechanism behind this growing debt cycle. Our goal is to help users to manage their BNPL commitments, build healthier financial habits, and break the cycle of debt. This problem is important in Malaysia because Gen Z are becoming increasingly dependent on BNPL services due to convenience and easy accessibility.
Now let's look at what we call the illusion of affordability in Buy Now Pay Later or BNPL. At first glance, BNPL makes expensive products seem affordable by breaking them into small money payments. For example, instead of seeing the full price of a smartphone, consumers only see 150 per month. This shifts their attentions away from the actual total cost. Research also shows that BNPL adoption is growing rapidly among young adults, especially those earning less than 3,000 per month. Because the money installments appear small, many users believe they can easily afford multiple purchases. However, the hidden costs become apparent when repayments are missed. This may include late payment fees, account reactivation charges, compounding penalties, and even negative CCRIS records, which can affect future loan application. The key insight is that BNPL encourage consumers to focus on small money installments rather than their overall financial obligations. This physiological effect increases the risk of overspending and accumulating debt without fully realizing it. This slide explains how consumers gradually fall into a BNPL debt trap. The first stage is the open-end illusion. Unlike traditional loans that have a fixed repayment schedule, BNPL works like revolving credit, where users can continue making new purchases as long as they have available credit. The second stage is frictionless checkout. BNPL is integrated directly into online shopping platforms, making purchases quick and effortless. Because there are very few barriers during checkout, consumers tend to spend more impulsively. The third stage is fragmented credit lines. Many consumers use several BNPL providers at the same time. Since each platform only shows its own repayments, users often lose track of their total debt across different apps. Finally, these multiple repayment schedules lead to repayment shock. When several installments become due in the same month, consumers may struggle with cash flow, resulting in missed payments, penalties, and increasing financial stress. Overall, this cycle demonstrates how consumer behavior and the design of BNPL services work together to create a debt trap. To better understand this issue, let's look at a typical example of a fresh graduate. Our example is Subject Alpha, a first-year executive in Kuala Lumpur with a monthly net income of 3,000 ringgit. Every month, this individual has several financial commitments. These include a car loan of 500 ringgit, minimum credit card repayments of 200 ringgit, Bnpl app 1 repayments of 150 ringgit, and Bnpl app 2 repayments of 250 ringgit. This brings the total monthly debt repayment to 1,100 ringgit. Using the debt service ratio or DSR, we divide 1,100 ringgit by 3,000 ringgit and multiply by 100. This gives a DSR of 36.6%, which is generally considered within a safe range. However, this number can be misleading. It assumes that no additional BNPL purchases are made. Since BNPL allows continuous borrowing, even a few new purchases can quickly increase monthly repayments and push the DSR beyond a comfortable level. This example shows how someone who appears financially healthy can gradually become overcommitted without realizing it.
On this slide, we illustrate how a small financial issue can quickly become a serious debt problem. We begin with a base debt of 1,100 ringgit for someone earn 3,000 ringgit in disposable income. At first, this debt appears manageable. However, the first trigger is the minimum payment trap. When users only pay the minimum amount on their BNPL or credit obligations, interest continues to accumulate, making it difficult to reduce the principal balance. The second trigger is just a 1% increase in the interest rates. Although this seems minor, it pushed the debt service ratio or DSR beyond the 60% high risk threshold according to SICRIS. The key takeaway is these two conditions together create a tipping point. A small change in financial circumstances can repeatedly push borrowers into a financial distress and increase the risk of default. This leads us to need of digital intervention. First, the data shows that BNPL usage is growing faster than income growth, meaning many young customers are taking on debt more quickly than their earning increases. Second, from the behavioral psychology perspective, fragmented credit removes the psychological barrier to spending because purchases are divided into small installments across different platforms. Users often underestimate their total financial commitments. Finally, our analysis shows that the debt service ratio can collapse even under small financial shock. Therefore, traditional financial literacy programs alone are not enough. Instead, Gen Z needs an automated digital solution that provides real-time guidance and intervention at the moment so that they can make their spending decision. To address this challenge, we introduced Smartsplit, an AI-driven ecosystem designed to protect users from falling into debt traps. Smartsplit has three main features. The first is AI BNPL control, which continuously monitors users' spending pattern and repayment behavior in the real time. The second is centralized awareness, where all BNPL commitments from different platforms are combined into one dashboard. This gives users a complete picture of their financial obligations instead of fragmented information. Finally, friction injection introduces healthy spending barriers. When the system detects that the user's debt service ratio is approaching a risky level, it provides warning or temporarily delays purchases, encouraging users to reconsider before proceeding their purchase. Together, these features help users to smarter financial decisions while preventing debt problems before they become critical.
For this slide, I will explain about the unification imperative. Currently, BNPL platforms operate independently, causing users to lose visibility of their own debt. Each app only monitors its own spending limit, making it easy for users to switch between platforms and unknowingly overspend. Our solution, Smartsplit, addresses this issue by combining all BNPL accounts into one centralized dashboard. It uses a global DSR-based AI limit to monitor spending across all platforms and encourage users to make more informed financial decisions before completing a purchase. Next slide is about interface and limit enforcement. This slide shows how Smartsplit works in practice. On the left is the DSR dashboard, where users can view all their BNPL accounts and overall debt service ratio in one place. On the right is the AI limit enforcement feature. If a purchase causes the user's DSR to exceed the safe limit, Smartsplit blocks this transaction. Before the user can continue, they must review a 30-day cash flow projection, encouraging responsible spending rather than impulsive purchase. Lastly, this slide summarizes our project timeline and team contributions. Over 4 weeks, we completed problem identification, data gathering and analysis, UI prototyping, and final documentation. Each team member had a specific responsibility, including project management, research, data analysis, behavioral analysis, and DSR mathematical modeling. This collaborative approach ensured the successful development of our Smartsplit proposal.
For this slide, I will explain our reflection after completing this project. Throughout this project, we learned that a good teamwork is very important. Since each member had different skills and responsibilities, we needed to communicate regularly and support each other to make sure our work was completed smoothly. Besides that, we also improved our collaborative problem-solving skills. We realized that solving financial problems is not only about finance knowledge, but it also requires technology and good user experience. By combining these ideas, we were able to develop a more practical and effective solution. Lastly, this project helped us grow personally. We learned how to accept different opinions, resolve disagreements professionally, and make decisions together as a team. Overall, this project improved our teamwork communication and critical thinking skills. This slide shows our future improvements for the system. The first improvement is direct BNM integration. In the future, our application could connect directly with Bank Negara Malaysia Secris database. This would allow us to access real-time credit information and provide more accurate financial analysis for the user. The second improvement is gamified debt reduction. We plan to introduce rewards, achievements, and progress tracking to encourage users to pay off their debts consistently. This makes debt repayment more engaging and motivates users to build better financial habits. The final improvement is closed-end refinancing. Using AI, the system could recommend combining multiple high-interest Bnpl loans into one personal loan with a lower interest rate. This would make repayment easier to manage and help users reduce their financial burden. In conclusion, these future enhancements will make our system more intelligent, more user-friendly, and more effective in helping users achieve better financial management. To conclude, Smartsplit AI Bnpl control and awareness is designed to help users manage their Buy Now Pay Later aka Bnpl commitment more effectively through financial analysis, spending awareness, and personalized AI recommendation. This project allows us to apply the financial concept we learned in class while integrating technology to support smarter financial decision making. Throughout the project, we also developed valuable teamwork, communication, and problem-solving skills. Although there are still opportunities for future improvements such as BNM integration, gamified debt reduction, and AI-powered refinancing, we believe Smartsplit has strong potential to help users build healthier financial habits and manage their Bnpl commitments more responsibly. Thank you for your attention, and we welcome any question.